Lou, let me ask you a question. How, if you would sell your route, how would you introduce the new owner to the route?
Basically, I'd take him with me. Oh, he's over here. Shoot. Basically, I'd take him with me. I'd introduce him to the people just like he was
A friend?
you know, a friend. And, you know, explain to the people that, you know, this is the new guy that's going to be taking over, you know.
But you
have
wouldn't
him
do
come
it
over a
until
couple of
it's
days.
finalized, because you want
I
to fuck
wouldn't
with
leave
your
him
clients.
if he needed me
Right.
for a couple of days afterwards. I would stick with him till he was comfortable, you know, to be on his own. I wouldn't abandon him, because similar to selling a route that I had in Paramus, I stayed with the guy for almost a month and a half.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, I want the person. This is the type of business, like I said, that a little people are unsure. You know, it's a cash business. There's no guarantees. There's nothing written in stone that that customer is yours. So I wanted to prove to him that
Sure,
the
they all
told
want.
him I was making was the money that he was going to make. You know, and I felt like a month was enough time. And
Yeah, that's great, man.
that
A month.
he's seen that, you know, I wasn't lying. And for any reason that he's not going to make any more or any less was going to be because of him, not because of the route that I sold him.
Excellent. Lou, how do you keep in track of your profit and loss?
That's a tough one. Profit, you pretty much pay attention to what you purchase.
So everything is
give or
receipts,
take,
right?
Give or take, right. Give or take, I could pretty much, within $20 to $40, tell you what I made for that day, just by what I purchased in the morning if I get rid of it at the end of the day. Receipts you got to hold on to. God forbid you ever get audited. You want to have everything. You want to be ready.
So that would be more of your wife's end that she takes care of that.
I get the bills. In the morning I write them in a little book. God forbid something ever happens, I have everything on file. This way it makes it easier for me to backtrack. I date everything.
Right, she counts the money and everything, and she just documents everything.
Yeah, she
Okay.
documents everything I
Beautiful.
make.
So it's pretty simple on our end. So I would ask her. I'll ask her on that end. Okay, great. LLC versus a corporation. What do you suggest?
All right. When it was Rocco and Son Incorporated, that was my dad's name. We were incorporated. When I spoke to my accountant and I went to switch the business when my dad retired and passed over the business to me, my accountant said, you know, LLC, incorporation, similar, very similar. Difference between both of them, a couple of things with the corporation, it's more like an insurance. They cover you, God forbid anything happens with the business. LLC the same. Only difference is I don't have to pay that $300-400 fee for a corporation when an LLC does the same thing. You file, you know. So basically I just went with it. I'm a small company. It's me and my wife. I have my wife down on a business, which was a plus for me. She's my vice president. She makes it easier for me to get insurance.
Right.
Because with her being on the business, I'm able, because I'm a independent owner, and I don't have no employees, or with the exception of her, it's difficult for me to get cheap insurance for my wife and my kids.
Right.
So by making her a partner in the business, I'm able to get into an insurance group.
Health insurance.
Correct. And get a cheaper rate.
Now, in no way or form that you're advising to do that, I suggest that everybody goes to their own accountant and get the advice. Because
Correct.
we're
Get
not
the advice. When
Right.
I don't know
an
the
accountant.
legal.
Right. But that's where you went in.
Right. What you want to do is you want to get an accountant, because same as we file our taxes. A lot of guys like to file their taxes, you know, individually. Some guys don't like to file their taxes at all. That's a big mistake. What you want to do is you want to get a good accountant. You keep control of your bills. When the quarter comes, you work in quarters. I call them in. I tell them what my gross sales are, my net, and he does all the paperwork for me. And you know, I have any problems, you know, he resolves it. That's what he gets paid for. So he's got the schooling. He knows what to do. He knows how to file the taxes. You know, and I let a professional handle it.
Beautiful. Let me ask you a quick question, Lou. Picking a name, okay, and an LLC versus a corporation.
Okay, picking a name. You want to pick a name that's professional. You don't want to pick a name that's kind of tacky. Some guys go with crazy names, you know, or they'll go with abbreviations. TMK Catering. TMK Catering's professional. You know, whatever. You don't want to do something silly like I knew a guy a couple of years ago. He had an animated roach, you know, drawn on his stainless part of the truck, and the truck was Mike's Roach Coach.
Oh my God.
You know, you don't want to do something like that. The reputation people have is Roach Coach. Trust me, there ain't no roaches in these trucks. These trucks are inspected daily, you know, depending on the area you're in. There's no making of the food that, you know, some people do prepare some stuff in front of you, some people don't, but you're constantly cleaning your hands. You're constantly, is that closed? No, they opened it. To be honest with you, we're probably cleaner than your local
store.
Deli.
Right, deli.
You know, you got a guy working behind a counter in a deli. He's wearing his apron. He's got blood from the roast beef. He's wiping his hands, getting ready to make his sandwich. He's touching the money. The food here, it's wrapped, it's packaged. You know, it's
very clean.
It's very clean.
I'm very surprised. And later
very
on,
clean.
yeah.
And you know what? Back to picking a name. You want to be respected. You want to pick a professional name. You know, hey, Mike's Catering. Me, fortunately, my father was always Rocco's Catering, Rocco and Son Catering. And out of respect for my dad, I kept the same name.
Absolutely.
You know, I could have went a little bit, you know, different. Hello?